Hey, good morning, traders. This is Chris in Hawaii. Welcome to the London Close trading session. Um, it was a pretty good day yesterday, pretty quick. And today, I think we have a couple moves that we're looking forward to. But, we'll kind of talk about themes for today, and then we'll see if we have any opportunities. So, first and foremost, it was pretty much a risk-on environment all day yesterday through end of U.S. session into Asia, into Europe, Germany, and the EU. I'm sorry, excuse me, Germany and France promised relief funds, so that's going to definitely prop up the euro. The yen and the Swiss franc getting sold off on the hopes of a vaccine that passed phase one. And right now the U.S. dollar is getting sold off right now with the optimistic markets. Canadian dollar is steady, even though the crude is a little bit weaker. It's been strengthening pretty steadily here. The pound followed the market moves, but Brexit risks are there, so be careful with the pound right now. And then the Aussie, even though it gained, there are some risks with the fight right now, the perceived possible trade war with China. So that's kind of the breakdown of today. Looking at the markets for this morning, Dow is down 63 points. S&P's up, NASDAQ's up, the VIX is down slightly. As I mentioned, oil slightly up, gold is up, all the metals are up. So the EU markets were slipping a little bit as investors are monitoring the coronavirus vaccine progress. So that's the big one here. Looking at kind of the market map. Once again, I mentioned the yen and Swiss franc are getting sold off pretty big here. Kiwi's up, which is interesting because Kiwi was probably the first that mentioned they could do negative rates, but they're probably the fastest to open up their economy. So Australia and New Zealand are getting bought right now. U.S. getting sold off with the exception of the Swiss franc and the yen. Euro's pretty mixed, actually. It's actually down slightly against the pound, which is interesting. So this is kind of what we have going on right now. Showing you what we had yesterday. It was a very, very fast, what I call an easy trade. And, it hit our profit target probably within 30 minutes. Those are great trades. Don't happen all the time, but they do happen. So let me just show you that real quick. You can see here we got in right here on this little dip below on this right on this bar, and it shot straight up to profit target, like I said, within 30 minutes here. So I believe we're using a 30-minute chart, so you can see right here. So it spiked, retraced, we got in right here on the wick, and like I said, it took off and never looked back. So it was a very, very timely trade, I'll say. Today I'm looking at the Euro Aussie. Once again, I think the fundamentals kind of line up to support the euro right now, and I think the Aussie is susceptible to trade rhetoric and trade war issues here with China coming up. So I think the Australian dollar, the upside is limited against the Kiwi. Let's take a look at the. Let's go to a larger time frame here. I want to see what the last drop was right here, but I want to see what this one looks like because I think this is a level of support resistance right here. So as you guys know, I always use the volume profile indicator. Once again, it doesn't tell you what direction, but you can kind of see based on the direction where it's going. So Yeah, see the volumes right here at 168.20. So that's the larger time frame volume. Let's see what this leg up looks like as well. Yeah, see right here, some volume right here, and I think it dropped right below these lows here. But there's a real strong level at 58, so 166.58, and you can see it already kind of bounced off of it once right there. So I set a limit order at 166.58. So if it actually hit it, we would get in. And I think I did it right after it topped it the first time. I don't think we were able to make it in though. Let me see here. Yeah, no, didn't get in. So right now it's about 13 pips above that level. And once again, I think that level is going to hold here. So kind of getting into the shorter time frame, I would be a buyer here. Maybe if it got into the 60s one more time, and I would aim for the tops here. So you're looking at possibly, if you can get in at 60, maybe 65, you're looking at like a 10 pip stop and maybe a 75 pip profit target. Excuse me, 85 pip profit target. So we would aim for the tops right here, because these are the most recent highs off the 30-minute. You can kind of see there's some consolidation. There's some pretty big volume across the board here, and I'll show you. You can see it, but this indicator is really cool because it shows you that. So if I go from, let's say here, down to this level, you can see there's a big volume cluster right here, and then there's the biggest volume clusters right here. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a rangy type move here, but we'll keep the order in once again, and we'll keep an eye on this. If it gets down to 65, I'll be a buyer at that. Like I said, 10 pip stop, 85 pip profit target. That's 8 to 1. So could be a nice little move for us if it tests that level one more time. Hopefully it will. It seems like it will, because you don't really see huge move up right now. So that's what we have going on for today. I don't see anything else, guys, that's really worth trading. I'm going to keep an eye on it, though. There's just it's kind of choppy towards the end here. It was pretty solid going into Frankfurt last night in terms of risk on, but it seems like the markets have been a little limited. They're kind of waiting to see how this vaccine develops before they go all in here and throw a huge move up. 82. Yeah, Aussie yen might be a good one as well. Let's take a look at that. So Aussie yen's at 70.79. So it's at that 80 level. And there's a level at 70.82, which it's already hit. It's gone above it. Let me mark that level. Let's go on this. Let's take a look at this trade here. Aussie yen might be a good one. You can see the volume down here. There's not a lot of volume up here, but like I said, that 82 level is respected pretty well here. So it's at 76. Let's take a look at a little bit of a higher time frame to see, where we would run into some resistance. So you're really not gonna. Actually, you see this little cluster right here. There's definitely a level right there. So we can anticipate maybe a move down here because once again, until that vaccine is done, I think there's going to be some limited upside here. So let's get in on this one. This is a good move for us. Let me just take a look at one other thing here, and then we'll we'll get in. Let's see here. Not so sure about this one. This is a tough one here. Yeah, we're going to watch this one too. Look at this. You can see it's already kind of going above it now. Let's keep an eye on these. Keep an eye on these two. Let's see how it develops. I would say between the two, I would prefer to take the Euro Aussie just because the Euro has some strength to it. I think the Yen's a little bit more susceptible to the risk on, risk off. But I want to get a better price. I don't think 73 is good because now we're looking at 58. We're looking at a maybe 2 pip below that, so 17 pip stop. So yeah, you could still get a 3-1, but I'd like to see if it retests that level and then bounces back up. I'd be more interested in that. So you can see what we kind of held here at this 82 level. It just crossed it hard and heavy, and then it dropped below. But is this going to be the resistance or is this support? And is it going to take another leg up? That's the question we got to look at. So we'll keep an eye on both of these guys and see how it develops, guys. But definitely into shorting the Aussie right now. I think the Aussie's moved up, and it's not particularly strong. Just trying to see if there's any other good levels here for an Aussie pair that we can trade. I mean, there's really nothing. We could go. There's nothing else, guys. All right. Well, hey, we'll stick with these two for now, and let's see how this develops. And if there's no trades, there's no trades. And if there is, then we'll definitely trade it here. But sometimes you just got to sit on your hands if you don't have that level that's really working for you. So I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes. But I don't really see anything that would entice me to trade. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of the pound right now. I mean, we could trade that, but it's too susceptible to Brexit. Especially when they're talking about it here. All it takes is one headline to wipe you out on that. So London close, I'm looking for something a little bit more predictable. You know what? Kiwi CAD might be a nice little short as well, because the Kiwi's not going to be particularly strong either. Kiwi CAD. Let's take a look at Kiwi CAD real quick. I'd take a look at it over the Aussie yen. There's a nice little buildup of volume. You can see that. It's stuck here between these levels here, but you can see it's respecting this this high at 84.86. This might be a good little move here. Let's go in long here. So just to kind of share with you guys, this is what I do. I mean, I kind of get a picture of what the sentiment is for the day, and I have an idea of inequalities. So basically, a move that shouldn't should be limited coming into the London close, and I'm trading human behavior. I'm not necessarily trading technicals or fundamentals. I'm using both tools to understand the human behavior side of it. So at the end of London, when the banks are closing, is there a high probability that they're not going to want to continue to carry the price? And you can kind of notice if they're going to do that or not at the end. And once again, it's high probability. It's not always right, but um, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for volume buildup at a certain level. I'm looking for an inequality on the sentiment, and I also kind of take a look and see what are retail traders trading, and I generally go the opposite. So I look at all the available information to make the best possible choice. And yeah, this is an interesting one. Hmm. Yeah, this is one I'm kind of stuck on as well, guys. I don't know. This is a tough one. There's nothing really clear today. Nothing clear. And you can see the buildup 84, 86. It's been in a 30 pip range for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. So what does that tell me? That tells me there's a lot of indecision on this. And there's consolidation here. So there's a lot of positions that are getting liquidated in both directions. So I think the market's trying to figure out what they want to do next. So this is not a good London close pattern to trade. What you want to see is you want to see something like this coming into London close, where you see a move up and then there's a some type of pin bar, some type of resistance level coming up at a strong level. If you see this going on for literally the entire session, that tells you that there's not going to be a move one way or the other, so it's not worth trading. Where when you see something like this, you see this spike up, and then there's immediate resistance level there. That's what we're looking for. Or Euro Aussie, you can see same thing, spike down and then drop up. So actually, hey, it's down to 60. So we'll get in on this. This is a good move for us. Let's take a look. Okay. So we are going to get in on Euro Aussie. We got in long at 166.61. So here's our level. And we're going to target these highs right here. So let's go to 7. Let's get into 7. We'll go 70. Don't be greedy here. So 167.70. And stop will be 10 pips. Actually, we'll go 11 pips, 166.50. For me, if it closes below the 50 level, then it's invalid. Okay, so very, very tight stop, strong reward to risk. It's a 10-to-1 reward to risk ratio on this. So super, super good. It just depends on this level if it's going to hold or not. So is there a 10-to-1 possibility that the level will hold, considering that it's tried to hit it 3 times already? There is, and the sentiment lines up in our way, and there's definitely a lot of positives in our favor here. Is it infallible? No, right? But the probability is high. So let's keep an eye on this. And once again, this is where a little patience and kind of waiting a little later in the session can pay off here, because, any traders that are going downward into this are going to try to push to get a little bit extra price and get a little extra liquidity. But at the end here, I think in about 5 minutes, if we should see a spike up if there's going to be a spike up, and we'll kind of take it from there, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll answer any questions you have on the chat or in Bettertradr. Talk to you later.